But again, I do have a view of all this. We go to my view. These Xel'Nagas are very key since all the battling I find will probably going to happen in the middle on this map. It's nice to have a Xel'Naga. So now I saw what he had. I saw his composition, so I was ready with my Marines this time. You know, if I wasn't already ready, the fact that I see Bailings there will force me to get ready for it. And he's going to be back to 2 hatcheries again in a sec. Looks like I am stockpiling. I guess I threw down some more barracks. Well, no, I'm still at 8. But 8's quite a bit. I can probably get through that money pretty fast if I just kind of start spending it. But I do have my 2 bases down now. I got my expansion, and I got this expansion back. Just got to populate it some. I should actually pull some SUVs from here. And Zerg attempting an expansion over here. Too bad the Ursadak Calf didn't block it. That would have been awesome. Ooh, I think I heard a changeling die. So Ultralisk's on the field now. That's a gas-heavy unit, and for someone with all minerals, that's not the best ever. Not a whole lot you can do with a ton of minerals. I can make a speedling, since this bioball is pretty speedling proof. I guess you could go around for counterattacks, maybe try to blow through these rocks, and then you can keep darting in the back, kind of keep me back on my toes. Keep me turtled so you can actually get these hatcheries down. It looks like he just poked in and lost a few Zerglings, which shouldn't be a big deal, as he's got lots of minerals for it. One thing I like to do when I have this many minerals is just go for all 3 expansions. Like, take every expansion there is, and then, you know, if you get them all up, great, but if you only get 1 up, I mean, hey, what the heck, it's not like you lost a whole lot out of the deal. And it's just kind of useless minerals anyways. And stimming, not doing the best job of my Marines, but he only had a couple Bailings. I don't even think they got in range of my Marines. So, yeah, that more or less mopped them up. And he does GG, although he's going to decide to stick around. I can't really comment on that because I've done this before too. You GG, and then you're like, well, actually, maybe I got a chance here. I'm not sure what chance he thought I had, because I was dropping his other expansion at the exact same time, so he should be out of the game. Maybe it's just because he's got 4,000 in the bank. Well, maybe I have a chance of getting back into this. Okay, I'm definitely stockpiling at this point. Because I'm not building. Hello, make units. He did catch me pulling back, kind of got a few Marauders piecemeal, but I'm still not worried. If we look at the army count, it's 160 over 60, so I got 100 army lead on him. In fact, let's just speed this up, because this is just a matter of time. Throwing down 2 more expansions, because I have built up all this money. This is what I was talking about, you know, if you have all this extra money, you may as well go for a double expand, or even a triple expand in his case, since he had so much. And that's a good way to spend the money. It's a good chance to get this up. But again, I had the Xel'Nagas, so I saw it ahead of time, and I'm able to attack before he was able to get any of these up. Had I not had these Xel'Nagas, all those Spine Crawlers are not a waste of money, because they had lots of extra minerals, and it would have guaranteed him to get this expansion going, so it might have pulled him back into the game. You never know. Anyway, so that said, this is the new map. I'm going to mention the title of it as soon as I start the next game. And a couple of features to keep note of. You do have fairly defended back expansion. However, there's destructible rocks. You gotta keep an eye on the back door. That could actually squash my fast expand build, but I haven't played this map enough to figure it out. In the meantime, you can either fast expand to the back here, and you can go orbital second, which is decent, or you can fast expand out here, which I did. Not sure which one I like better. And then you can go fortress, and you can save your back expansion for your third, which you can go orbital with. Yeah, I'm going to have to play this map a little bit more, but those are some of the features. And then I think just because of the lack of expansions, I mean, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 8 bases on this map, and I'd say almost doesn't every StarCraft 2 map have at least 10 bases? I think so. Naga's pretty small. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, they got 10 on that map too. So I think this is the only map I know of that only has 8 bases. So with that, I think there's going to be a lot of battling in the middle. So taking these Xel'Nagas are probably pretty key. Um, yeah, this ravine is kind of interesting too. Probably make a good place for siege tanks, like here, like on your edge of the ravine. Then, well, maybe not. I thought it would kind of work like the Zilnaga Caverns ravine in the middle, but it doesn't probably work that way. Not so much of a ravine, maybe a gorge. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to go into the next game on the next new map, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we are back, and that last map was Jungle Basin, and this map is Shakuris Plateau. And if you read the map description first, it's very, very accurate. You have an easy to take second, and then the thirds are very difficult. And I think that plays into my strategy perfectly, because I like to take 2 bases, and then make my first initial push with the 4 medevacs and the 1/1 upgrades. And I think that'll work great against like a mass expanding Zerg, because I'm going to be able to pick off their next expansions pretty easily. Because this one, not that well defended. There is high ground behind it. You can siege from the far side if you go the tank route, which I'd never do. But this one's pretty far away. You do have the one ramp, but of course you're not that close to them. And I like this wide open middle area versus Protoss, just because Colossi in the middle, not that great. They do better in like tight areas where they can just hide the Colossi behind. Here I might be able to get flanks. So I found this expansion is so easy to take that I'm going to go for no planetary fortress. So the build order I'm going to attempt, I have never tried this before, just kind of made it up on the fly as I started this, is Supply Depot on 9, I guess it is. Is that when you normally do it? Yeah, on 9 or 10, whatever. And normal timing. And then barracks on 12. Basically as soon as you can afford it without slowing down your SCV production. And this is me, every game has to have a dumb Ketroc moment, and this one's mine. I got 2 SCVs versus 1. Shouldn't be any issue losing this SCV, and I went to repair that SCV and I misclicked it, and yeah. That's just, there's no excuse for that in Diamond League, really. And yep, that's right, I do suck. So, and then after this barracks, I'm going to go straight into my second command center. It can get a little difficult to decide what to do, because when you're ready to build that command center, it's like, oh, well, also my barracks is almost done too. Maybe I should get an orbital first. So I'm kind of on the fence of what's the optimal order, but I decided to go command center first. That does allow me to keep my SCV count getting bigger, which is key because I cannot saturate 2 bases this early in the game anyways, so it's nice to get as many SCVs as possible. And then I'm going to finish the seal with a bunker and with a tech lab. I mean, I guess that's kind of... man, I might have lost this guy too. I was expecting the Marine to come out in time, but really didn't. He probably could have sniped it. So I guess it's probably particular to this base where the tech lab works to hold it off. I mean, it wouldn't really work up here per se. So maybe I'd have to wall off with another supply depot. And I may have to rethink this whole thing if I were to do it versus Zerg, because how Baneling Breast proof would this actually be? Yeah, I'd have to think about how to build this up versus to make it Baneling Breast proof. But versus Protoss, didn't have to really worry about. So now I am completely sealed, and I got my bunker down. Second command center is almost done. I'm at 18 supply, about 5 minutes into the game it's complete. And I already have an orbital, so pretty good position here. It looks like Protoss is throwing down his expansion. If we bring up the income tab, you can see he's well ahead in harvester count. Well, he spent that chrono boost on his gateway, but I'm sure he's been chrono boosting probes. Should we go back and check? I don't know. But the other thing, of course, is when I'm building my orbital command, I'm obviously not making SCVs at that time, so that's another time where he'll take the lead. But once I have my 2 orbitals done, I will be pumping from 2 command centers at once, so I should catch up a little bit, one would think. So the one thing I didn't even notice whatsoever is there's a back door into this base. We have Destructible Rocks ramp here. I did not even notice. But the nice thing about this is we have 1 set of Destructible Rocks, and to get into that area, he has to go through another set of Destructible Rocks. So the fact that we're going double orbital command, which probably means more units early, And the fact that he has to blow through 4,000 hit points worth of rocks, you should be in good shape for it. But definitely build a supply depot over here, or a barracks over here, something to keep an eye on it so you can pull your units out that way. But once again, I don't think it's a real threat. I'm guessing if by the time it gets through all that stuff, you should have a good amount of units to defend your base. Especially because of the double mules. I'm just going to keep saying the same point over and over and over again, aren't I? Okay, let's move on. Protoss, have I scanned him yet? Or have I scouted him yet? Let's see. No, but my scout is heading out, and I did get past his little blockade, so I'm going to get into his base. And I'm going to see that he's got expansion, which is just running now. So you can see that even with less harvesters, I did have a little bit of a lead, I think. Should have had a little bit of a lead. Being at 1,000, I don't think you can get up to 1,000 on one base, even if it's highly saturated. And now it's more or less going to even out, maybe a little bit of advantage to the Protoss as he is ahead in harvesters. Am I building from mine? Let's check. Yeah, okay, I'm building okay, at least at the moment. I'm sure there's probably been gaps. That happens sometimes. So I did see 4 warp gates and robotics facilities, so any fear of void rays has left my mind. However, he is going to go sentry heavy, and I'm going to go marauder heavy, and that's not good. Marauders are not good versus sentries. Also, sentries' force fields can be a little annoying. I guess I'll speed it up a touch. You can see he's still staying ahead in economy. I'd say this game they've probably been even at best on economy. If not, I may have fallen behind. Actually, no, that's not true. I got double mules going. I'm sure I've probably been ahead in economy. Now that I mention it. Double mule is more than makes up for the harvester count, or at least makes up for the harvester count differential. And then the fact that I had my expansion up early probably gave me a lead. So these are the backdoor rocks I was talking about, but I'm not too worried. At this point in the game, you should be absolutely fine. Yeah, he's got an army edge, but you know, I'll have some upgrades and I'll have stim packs, and I am pumping out units pretty quick, so I'm sure I'm catching up. But the problem is I did not see it, so it's going to catch me off guard, and I'm ready for it. I'm going to have to unload stuff from my bunker and run all the way around. It's not that useful. So here he comes, and here's my slow reaction time. So losing a lot of SCVs. Wow, that's a lot. Oh my gosh, that was a slow reaction time. Looks like I sent my units in before I pulled my Marines back. That's the wrong order. Save your SCVs. SCV Marine drinking game. Once again, I don't know what I'm talking about. And of course, after any battle like this, keep an eye on things that are burning. Notice I repaired the refinery, but I let my reactor and my supply depot burn down needlessly. And this time I'm like looking here, I was like, what is this area? I'm like, okay. Oh, it's a long way around. Don't have to worry about it too much. I suppose you could wall off this ramp. I mean, hey, you got big supply depots and barracks anyway, so why not? Or it only takes 3 supply depots to wall that off. But yeah, let's go back to the income tab. You can see it's 60 over 32, which is not good. Not good at all. And you can see I'm well behind in the count. And, you know, I will be wanting to push out soon, but this is, yeesh, not feeling so good. Having to build non-stop SCVs once again. And yeah, it's going to put me behind on my usual push timing. So it looks like I'm sending out a couple Marines just to take an eye on the Zelnagas.